They should put it like a big sign, like right up, hanging off the bridge.
There you go. Drop it down a little bit, you got it.
I saw the guy coming down the road.
He just put it to the metal.
I heard this loud noise and I turned around and this guy's going under the bridge. I'm thinking, this is crazy.
Now what he should have did, he should have slowed down and checked the situation out.
Come down quick, nice and easy.
If the truck driver used the GPS that's provided by the truck, that's the one that's inside the truck, it'll tell him that there's a 12-7 bridge here.
We have to offload the product, which is coils of copper. There's approximately 20 of them on the trailer.
The front went in okay. You know, the rear end did not work.
We'll have to see if the landing gear is off the ground.
I'm telling you, he messed up big time. He's gonna be coming through here. Now, the only thing that I would suggest that the town do to move that sign at the bottom and put it where it says flood. You know, where you can't go through when it floods. I'm just glad nobody got hurt.
Dave, you there?
Go ahead.
A typical day for a police officer.
Sit tight, we'll be back.
Well, there's really no such thing.
We got one occupied over in Brook Street.
You strap yourself in and go along for the ride,
East on Albany.
not knowing what's to come.
Probably westbound, get somebody in the mall.
But lately, a pattern is revving up.
See, a lot of these stolen cars, too, they're from out of town.
Stolen cars.
It's not just a Hartford problem. It's a problem all over the state of Connecticut.
And Hartford police are working on a solution.
We put together a saturation patrol, the entire city of Hartford.
They may have another stolen car here on Planey Street.
Saturating the city for the day with 24 officers focused on finding stolen cars.
Just went by him.
There it is.
And those responsible for the theft.
All set, Winnicott City, all set.
In the matter of hours.
We recovered 7 occupied stolen motor vehicles, 7 unoccupied stolen motor vehicles. Most of the people that we arrested today have priors for burglary and auto theft related crimes.
And counting.
We still have a few hours to go today.
Police are not just looking for stolen cars.
Stolen dirt bikes, motorcycles, quads are terrorizing the city streets.
This one actually zoomed past police during the detail.
She almost hit me.
Well, no, you almost hit her.
No,
That bike reported stolen out of East Hartford, leading to another arrest.
Due to the success that we had today, we will probably do several more this year.
And where's she coming from?
And when they do, police are hoping the statistics change.
Out of the last 45 cars in the state of Connecticut that were entered as stolen, I believe 33 of them were stolen with the keys.
Back them up.
A growing problem with a simple solution.
So we need to do more with keeping our keys inside our homes. We need to do more about locking our cars and protecting our valuables.
Good job on this recovery. Good job.
Trying to understand Connecticut's budget issue
A penny for your thoughts.
takes a lot of sense. More than 100 days and still no budget.
I mean, it's certainly not a good thing.
So I wanted to get a better understanding of how you are feeling about it.
Over 100 days without a state budget.
So we hit the streets looking for everyone's 2 cents.
I think these guys need to get to work. They got hired to do a job, they got to do it, you know?
From the get-go, it was clear what a lot of people had on their minds.
Let's get it right. We could do something better. You know, the old saying, you could do something better than that. Now, come on, you know. That's all there is to it.
The message was simple.
Ridiculous.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. It's a sad state we live in.
We need a budget.
A lot of people were angry.
Disgusting what they're doing.
Why?
Why? It should have a budget. Every state does and we don't. It's embarrassing.
Some more reserved than others.
Over 100 days, no state budget. How do you feel about it? What does that mean?
I really don't want to say because then I have to use a cuss word.
But a lot of people we spoke to understood how dire the situation is.
I feel really bad for the people who are especially homeowners and their property taxes. They don't know what their property tax is yet.
It's just like a cause for instability, money-wise. That also means that not only Hartford is headed for the gutter, but the other towns and cities.
Especially one man whose wife is a school teacher in a rural Connecticut town. He feels the governor's executive orders just aren't right.
How unfair all these hardworking people in this rural town provide for these schools and these teachers and put their kids in this school system. And the whole entire school budget is going to Hartford, Waterbury, Bridgeport, and New Haven.
All over the state, people are worried.
I don't want them to take money away from the school system.
But all they can do now is hope their 2 cents can make some change. In Hartford,
For all that money, you should make things better for people. That's all there is to it.
Ike Ajachi, Fox 61 News.
Typically, when you spend decades working at the same task, you expect it to get easier.
Then I come back and I cut it.
But for this New Haven artist,
There's a big mud hole there.
hand tooling and painting on leather canvases only gets tougher.
I wish my mother was living
Because for Winfred Rimbert,
so she could see what I'm doing.
sitting at this table
Stuff that treat us like we're nothing.
always takes him back to the beginning.
Oh, man, things we had to go through, boy. It's just tough, man.
Rimbert grew up in Cuthbert, Georgia in the 1940s, a time of incessant violence, poverty, and segregation. Like many black men, he spent his childhood years picking cotton.
Man, yeah, they was hot, man.
And then, as a teen, decided to join the civil rights movement, which was a huge risk.
My mother used to ask me, what do I rather do? Pick cotton or go in the movement and get killed?
He was almost killed after a violent protest. Rimbert stole a car to get away from 2 white men trying to shoot him. It led to a 27-year prison sentence and time on a chain gang.
I'm talking about a tough life as being a black man growing up.
So tough, Rimbert is still haunted by one early experience.
I'm 71 years old, and it still bothers me. You know, I can't sleep at night sometimes. You know, I dream about those things, man.
Rimbert dreams about the time he escaped prison.
I'm running every night, trying to save my life.
A life he thought was over after he was captured.
They had me at the lynching scene. The ropes, the noose.
For Rimbert, this was a familiar scene in the South, and he knew what was about to happen next. First, he was beaten repeatedly, while one man was getting ready to castrate him with a knife.
I could feel the blood running down my back. He was mean. And I was screaming, hollering like a pig.
Surprisingly, he wasn't killed, but taken back to prison after a man who wanted Rimbert to continue suffering instead stopped it all. During his remaining time behind bars, Rimbert wrote letters to local leaders about his unjust 27-year sentence.
Oh, freedom.
After 5 years, a lawmaker heard his story and got him out of prison, a moment he'll never forget, especially with this photo of Rimbert's first day as a free man, standing by his now wife, Patsy.
She waited for him for about 6, 7 years, yeah.
It was Patsy, along with Rimbert's children,
Nancy Rimbert, that's the little sister,
who pushed him to use this art he learned while in prison.
And I like that one too.
To carve out his story.
I could not imagine.
And put it on display.
He knew he was more than that.
At galleries across the country.
Being black wasn't a bad thing.
For everyone to see.
This has so many parallels to today, like when we did the march at Loomis.
Meanwhile, back in his New Haven studio, Rimbert says this self-taught art,
you see the pockets on those pants?
Forces him to confront the brutal past, including time on the chain gang and that still haunting experience. This piece he calls Almost Me. Although it's grim, Rimbert says seeing the finished product of his life has helped him heal.
Yep. They called me to be somebody.
Now, Rimbert says he's hoping his work will help the country do the same. showing how much hurt is caused by hate.
Just think about what this world would be if everybody, loved each other.
And be free.
Along Connecticut's shoreline, the serenity in this town, along with its close-knit neighborhoods and rich history, are a few reasons people are proud to call Clinton, Connecticut, home.
I love everything about Clinton.
Those living in this small town have so much pride and display of unity. There's even a store where people can buy all things Clinton.
There it is.
However, this year, an election year,
Not bad.
there's division in town, and it's clearly spelled out.
We have a lot of shirts that just say Clinton across the chest, but a lot of people came in and wanted us to add Connecticut to it.
Some people want it known. They're supporting the town named after New York's 6th governor, Dewitt Clinton, not Hillary Clinton. Especially the owner of Clinton Barbershop.
He's really into it.
He put up plenty of pro-Donald Trump signs before heading west, where he spends part of the year.
Don't get involved in it.
Leaving the barbers
Whatever you like, I like.
to deal with the perpetual political powwow.
Stop spending money we don't have.
Most of the talk
We've got to do better.
is from a primarily anti-Clinton clientele.
He says, who are you going for? I said, Trump. He says, God, they're all going for Trump. He goes.
They freely talk about their love for Donald Trump.
I'm not looking for the Pope or Moses or Jesus or a rabbi or a priest.
And why they believe his opponent
Say it like it is.
just doesn't cut it.
Feel it's time for someone new, some fresh thinking, and he's an outsider, and I think he needs to go in there and, as he said, drain the swamp.
I don't work for Wall Street. You are my boss. I like that message. I really like it.
Outside the barbershop, this conversation about the candidates
She needs more coffee.
continues to pour over
Before he even ran, he was so awful to Rosie O'Donnell.
into table talk
I'm nervous.
at this local diner, where Clinton supporters
It's her experience.
are not biting their tongues
Her determination, her intelligence.
about why they support the Democratic presidential candidate
She's going to give us more freedoms, more choice.
and their disdain for everything Trump.
I'm scared to death that we could wake up and have Donald Trump as our president.
And I just saw a picture of Melania on a airplane with a thong and a gun. There's our first lady.
This is not the first time an election has divided the town. A longtime Democratic first selectman lost to his Republican opponent by 1 vote last year.
One vote. One vote.
Knowing that every vote counts, Clinton supporters have tried to outdo the competition. President Bill Clinton visited when he was running in the 1990s, so they wanted to get the former First Lady in town to drum up more support.
We were hoping we'd get her here.
Will she has Clinton come to Clinton? I don't think so. Has she? No. Will she come? I hope not.
However, what they all hope for is a return to unity in this town.
I have, friends that are Republicans that.
Don't you dare.
One of them's right over there.
These Clinton and Trump supporters say they've been so close yet so far apart for too long.
We're all Americans. When are we going to start acting like that?
If driving is a privilege, it's a luxury some people can't afford. People like Lakpa Sherpa.
11:40.
So she takes the bus.
Bye-bye, yeah.
A single mother, Lakpa works hard to support her 2 young daughters.
I really love my job.
Some days she cleans homes. On others, she cleans the dishes. At Whole Foods Bishop's Corner in West Hartford.
I'm so happy hired Whole Food.
Lakpa is a team member in training here.
Put these two right here.
Okay.
Way over there,
You go in Everest, I teach you.
as in over on the other side of the planet,
Practice in the mountains.
she's leading the way.
We need this food in Everest.
All the way to the top of the world.
I'm from Nepal.
From an ethnic group high in the Himalayas,
We are Sherpa people.
she was born to climb.
I am tomboy.
And in her backyard, the highest climb of all.
Mountain Everest is changing every year.
Wind-blown snow gives Mount Everest a new look, a new north face, south face, as well as new challenges.
I love on explore.
Lakpa's grandmother told her there was a whole different world and strange people on the other side.
I really want to go one day this mountain and looking what kind of people live there.
That day, or month really, came in the year 2000.
My age is 25.
And Lakpa felt like
Moon is there.
she could touch the stars.
I really also go like that. I test them, but I don't know, I'm not rich.
As for the childhood cliffhanger,
This grandma is no good, you know.
the summit didn't give her the peak she always imagined.
I saw all the mountains.
Reaching new heights, however, Lakpa wasn't thinking one and done.
2001, I go back again.
And again,
2003,
then back to back.
2004, I've been again. 2005, I've been again.
To back.
2006, I've been again with the pregnant, with the carry with my little girl.
Lakpa was 2 months pregnant.
And everybody said, no, you no go.
Well, she did go and reach the summit. It would be another 10 years until Lakpa would conquer Everest again.
May 20, I summit this year.
Just in case you haven't been counting, that's
7 times now.
And if it sounds like a broken record, that's because it is.
I make the Guinness Book record.
Lakpa broke the record for women climbers, 7 summits. And all before turning 43, 29,029 feet up. And when she came back down, the Guinness World Record bookkeepers were there.
I'm very surprised. The way they give me the Guinness Book record, the certificate in my hand, and you are the most many summit in all in Lakpa and Everest.
Nepal also recognized her.
Nobody has these medals. Nobody, only me.
Reaching the record could have actually happened a year earlier, but the earthquake
Oh my God,
rocked Everest.
very shaking, and the mountain falling all over the direction.
Forcing a rapid descent.
Ambulance coming every direction.
Lakpa was up at Camp 1 on the North Face. 19 climbers died at South Base Camp.
More dangerous came one, but some reason came one not die.
Death is common on Everest, about 280 souls and climbing.
I saw the dead body, 7 dead body this year.
When they died, Lakpa didn't know, but they are frozen in time.
Everything looks fine, beautiful statue, look like a statue.
The same number of climbers on her record number summit.
7.
An omen? Not to Lakpa. She plans to climb Everest again.
I like to go.
And again and again.
All old lady also I like to go and climbing Everest. And you come please.
Greatness can be subtle, easily overlooked in that woman who washes the dishes. In the woman who takes the bus. She's been at the top and will be back.
Namaste.
In West Hartford, John Charlton, Fox 61 News. A carnival atmosphere. Characters. Barbecue.
You like to let them go.
Bright colors.
How many you got?
Every Tuesday, the lot fills up quick. A used car lot, all makes and models. Old and newer. Clean and a lot of wear and tear. The Hartford Springfield auction is full throttle, fast and furious.
Outside, get him inside, outside, get him inside. It's auction time.
With the auctioneers in the driver's seat. No speed limit. The faster, the better. In all 5 lanes.
6 for buying. Anything less is a no.
But through all the haggling, there's one deal maker. A traveling salesman.
3-hour drive with traffic from New Jersey.
Who has them all talking?
He's the eye candy of this team.
The champ is here.
Really made a statement this year.
And he is Michael Riggins.
If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter.
After revving the engine,
Hit 3 and a quarter, 3 and a quarter, 3.
the 40-year-old hits the gas, firing on all cylinders. The words shoot out like a machine gun.
Yes!
On the floor,
Look at the roof!
his partner, Michael J. Chambers,
Yes!
rides shotgun. And when Riggins runs on fumes, Chambers does the steering, switching places.
Buy that car.
They are a team, one of the best in the world.
We went in there with a plan. I mean, right down to what we were going to eat.
They placed 4th out of 30 teams at the World Automobile Auctioneers Championship in April in Missouri.
We were some of the only guys that come out of New England.
And as a New Englander at that same competition, Riggins became the very first one to be number 1 in the world.
I feel like I hit the lottery.
The Super Bowl of auctioneering.
A lot of things have to go right.
$900 on that one. Sold that.
The first jewel in auctioneering's Triple Crown.
How you carry yourself, how you sell the vehicles, how you sound on the auction block.
Next leg is the International Auctioneer Contest, but Riggins will sit out the Livestock Marketing Association Championship because he does cars, not cattle.
Probably never going to win the Belmont, but love to someday win the Preakness.
Just because you're a world champion auctioneer doesn't get Riggins a better deal at the car auction for his exceptional skills. It's a flat rate, whether he comes in first place or last place.
$900 right there.
Riggins got a ring, though.
200, 300, 400.
A fast talker because he has to be.
35, 500.
Going 60, as in 60 cars sold an hour. Speed to keep it moving.
That's the guy you want to have at auction.
With 1,000 cars in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
He's professional, you know?
In between the numbers.
4,000, 45,
Those are actually words.
4,500.
Called filler words.
Would you give 4? Would you bid 4? Would you go 4 now? 4.
What do you got?
They can get lost in translation. But the one word everyone understands is, and bestseller Michael Riggins,
Who belongs to this fine automobile?
is the Cadillac of auctioneers.
It's been a pretty cool ride so far.
At least for now.
I'm taking it. I'm going to own it. I hope to hand that trophy to him next year.
Here, 100.
At the Hartford Springfield auction, John Charlton,
Weird happens a lot at car auctions.
Fox 61 News.
That's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attendance here at Hartford Springfield Auto Auction tonight.
Well, this is the album from the beginning.
You can ask this Waterbury mom about her firstborn child.
This is my favorite picture.
But these days, don't expect a short answer.
He was a little man.
Mary Kite
He was 8 years old.
proudly talks about her son, Michael Kite,
I don't want to stop talking about Michael.
as she flips through the pages
Did you get that?
of his life she captured,
I wasn't bragging.
from childhood
He earned that bike.
to adulthood.
A mother couldn't have wanted a better son.
However, Kite was not prepared for what was going to fill the next page.
When that young man stood at that door, I knew what had happened.
Michael was deployed to Vietnam as a helicopter pilot in February of 1967.
3600, just keep going straight up and out.
And 3 months later, the rotor blades on his Huey were accidentally hit by another American crew, sending the aircraft and later Kite's heart plunging.
We regret to inform you, that your son, Warrant Officer Michael A. Kite,
After those words, Kite says she went into a daze and remained that way even through his funeral.
Right up.
She kept picturing this moment when Michael surprised her with a visit home just a few days before he departed for Vietnam.
it was my birthday.
This would be the last time she'd see him alive. Kite says it took months to realize Michael was really gone.
And I used to make up packages to send over to him. And his favorite thing was fortune cookies. And I was walking through the grocery store and I saw the fortune cookies, and all of a sudden it hit me. I'm never going to send them anyway. So sometimes it hits you later on.
Coping for Kite was difficult because Michael died as the anti-Vietnam War movement in the U.S. was escalating, with most people protesting the war and the U.S. servicemen in harm's way.
That hurt me. because, you know, it was like Michael lost his life for nothing.
So Kite kept quiet about Michael for decades.
Okay.
That was until recently when she joined the Gold Star Mothers,
That was the turning point for me.
a group of moms who have lost children in war.
Because a lot of people don't want to hear your sad stories.
She finds comfort in talking to other moms who share her pain, like Frances McCann, whose son, James Carney, was killed in a friendly fire incident in Vietnam.
You know, sometimes we just need to talk.
The other times, Kite says it's simply
Did you have your supper yet?
about the company.
You want me to drive through there? No, no. I will. No, no, no.
McCann is by her side as Kite prepares for an uplifting trip.
I could just picture Michael up there saying, okay, Ma, I'm going to watch you now.
She's afraid of heights.
Is this in case I fall out?
But Kite says Michael was so excited when he earned his wings.
Did they really leave the doors open?
And this time,
all the way open.
Oh, that's the part I'm a little worried about.
She wants to make him proud.
Watch your head, honey.
By going up in a Huey.
Wonderful.
Just like the one he flew.
I got to hold on to Michael here.
Holding on to Michael is what Kite says she'll do forever.
God bless both of you.
Along with the newest picture for the next page in her photo album.
There you go.
Coincidentally, the Huey Kite flew in had the same rare warrior logo on the front, like this one in Michael's picture.
Michael, he's proud of me. Yeah, he was proud. I knew you could do it, Mom. See, Mike, I did.